This is news Uncuffed. In Dallas, a sister orders Uber Eats. She's home by herself, no man in the home, no one but herself, and the Uber Eats driver does not show up until after 2 hours later. The problem is she was asleep and this Uber driver attempts to break inside of this sister's home. Well, she had a gun, grabs her gun, opens up the door, and the Uber Eats driver is on his knees begging not to be shot. There's multiple things wrong here. But first, thankfully, this sister knew how to react, but the bad choice she made was opening up that door. Never should any sister, when you're by yourself, regardless of you having a gun, should never open up a door to your residence when you know someone outside of that door is breaking in. You have the greater advantage inside the home than him outside of the home coming inside your home. You don't know what kind of weapon he might have had. He certainly didn't have his food to deliver and to bring to the residence. That's a whole nother issue. Now, the other problem is that this sister, what if she would have called the police? How many of you think, with her having that gun out, aimed at this Uber driver, he's looking crazy, he is crazy, he's a predator, and God knows what else he's been doing, riding around that neighborhood, posing as an Uber Eats driver. And something tells me, people, that this Uber driver is probably responsible to not only possibly burglary, that's a low problem. This individual is probably responsible for kidnapping and raping children and women. And another problem. This sister did not have, does not have, should have had, and every sister and individual in this country must have something more than just a gun. A gun is not your best option. The gun is your last option. There's something better than a gun. The purpose for her having a gun, the purpose is to be proactive in her mind, and many of you who have licenses to carry, to protect yourself in case of danger. Now, she didn't use that weapon. I can tell she was smart, very disciplined enough, even at the way she held that gun. She had the finger right on the gun, not on the trigger. She can teach a lot of police officers how to hold their gun, by the way. She does better than a lot of police officers who has no clue, by the way, but that's a whole nother story. But she was cautious enough, disciplined, not to have the finger on the trigger. Now, if I was to ask her, I hope one day she would reach out to me so we can go have a detailed discussion on how I could have helped or can help her even now after the fact of this incident that can turn very dangerous and can get dangerous along the way, because she doesn't know any insight on this so-called Uber Eats driver. And by the way, she reported this man to the Uber Eats company, the corporate office. And guess what happened to her? They kept the Uber Eats driver, from my assumption, and they banned her from what she said on social media from Uber Eats. You see the mindset? We can no longer wait, depend, and take action hoping that people who are in position to take the action does nothing but makes us who are victims of crimes, victims of injustice, the target and abuses us when we, in fact, are the ones that are being abused. And this sister had no right to be canceled, denied Uber Eats privileges. But since she has been denied, I believe, based on what I'm seeing on social media, Uber Eats has an issue of problems with predators that they're hiring to drive for the company. And like Bill Cosby, it seems like to me there ought to be a Uber Eats Me Too movement going on around here because something ain't right. Now I want y'all to see this video real quick, and I'm going to go a little bit more further, and you guys tell me what you think. But we're just not going to talk about it. See, but what's going on over here, it's not no talking. Now you're dealing with somebody who knows to do something beyond talking, proactively and reactively to any crime existing and happening in communities all across this country with immediate solutions that will bring the results in just about everything and anything that you can imagine if you can take and understand and put together in your mind the importance of being proactive and the importance of having things in place between you and your gun. What can be put between you and you preventing yourself from using your gun in a situation that can be deadly to your life where you have to grab that gun? It's not the police. Because between you and the police and a suspect in a crime happening right at the scene, right at the moment, police officers, for the majority of the time, it's just like lightning. It's very rare that a police officer will be present right on time on top of a crime happening right in front of them. Hardly ever happens. So what do you have in place? You can't call 911. She didn't call 911. She couldn't call 911 at the time because she had the gun in one hand and she was live recording. The problem already existed. The criminal, the suspect, this dangerous person is in front of her. What else can she do that could have prevented this? The gap in what's missing is CPIIA, citizens and police, immediate interactive assistance, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, family members all over this country. Watch and see what happened. Watch this.
I'm a door. Bye. You do not touch nobody's door. Bye. You just tried to open my door. You an Uber driver delivering food. No, you tried to open my door. If I should have got the shooting through the door on your ass. Yes. No, I'm.
So she was very disciplined, focused. If I was to ask her a question, and I probably would know the answer, I would ask her, what made you not call the police? Do you have issues with communicating and wanting to talk to police? Do you trust the police? Do you like the police? And more than likely, if I'm correct, she probably has nothing and does not want to have anything to do with the police. Well, I'm offering and would want to assist her to make the proper documentation needed to be given to the police in this incident, because it's important that the police has something on record about this incident and the description of this individual. Now, there's a whole lot of things that can be questioned that I need to ask her, would want to ask her, that's important, because this is not something that should be overlooked with this Uber Eats driver trying to break into single women or women's homes. That's a dangerous thing that this man is doing, and he doesn't need to be driving for Uber Eats. In fact, he doesn't need to be driving anywhere. He needs to be in jail. I hope Sadaja, if I'm saying your name correctly, Sadaja, that you do what's needed to make sure that this is documented and put in a report to the police. And I can help you get all that information together for you so you can do that. You don't have to worry about talking to the police. You don't have to worry about doing anything with CPIIA. We'll take care of all that. Well, all you have to do is have everything legally documented, correctly precise, from point A, point B, point C, and everything in between. Give it to you in the file, and you call the police. They take that file. You get that case number. You have everything documented in case something was to happen in the future with this crazy predator. You be covered. You see how that works? But there's more involved into that. That's why you leave it up to us, CPIIA. So there's hundreds of people. Matter of fact, there's a few people online that stated they've been having issues of the same manner. So that means there's hundreds of issues going around with Uber Eats drivers taking advantage of this situation of single women. It looks like to me this is a serious problem. We're going to look at one individual that happened to stick out to me. I saw a few comments. One individual, listen to what she said. Oh my God, this happened to me when I was in Boston. So this is over there in Boston. My friend and I got into Airbnb. I ordered food while she was out shopping. I thought it was her trying to come in. I looked through the peephole. It was the delivery guy who already dropped my food off. Glad you had protection. That happened over there in Boston to this sister. So this is a pattern. And one thing is for sure, you know, when you see a pattern like this, this is a major concern because things like this get overlooked and of non-importance. While things are being overlooked, women are ending up missing and being raped, kids being raped, kidnapped, bodies missing. This is no joke. This is a serious problem Uber Eats got on their hands. And Uber Eats, I suggest you get ready, because it should be a Uber Eats Me Too movement, and it should start quickly to put this and nip this for them to take this serious. Another individual, look at what she said. She said, happened to me last month. This person here is saying this happened to her last month. So what that tell you? It's something probably like this is probably happening even right now with some Uber Eats drivers somewhere in this country doing this unthinkable act. She says it happened to me last month. Not, you know, the explicit word AS, you know what, out, and now he's in jail. So for this situation, it looks like this individual had to get personal and aggressive. And actually it worked because the end result was he ended up in jail. Now my question is now too, well, particularly who What particular, so we know it's a lot of men doing this. What type of men are doing this for Uber Eats? I want to know now, where is that Uber Eats driver right now where this sister had to hold him at gunpoint? He's probably not employed right. He probably still is, keeping it low key. Who knows? But he's out there probably right now doing something he shouldn't be doing, lurking in communities. And that's why I'm saying in every community needs CPIIA. Every home needs CPIIA. Proactively and reactively to take the right necessary actions and have everything done for you where you can trust us. Everything is confidential so that we be your best help and result to ensure if some kind of crime was to happen to you, that it would not be overlooked, that it would not be shoved under the rug, that it would not be one that would be ignored, but it'd be one that would have to be put in a position with you and your situation where it will immediately cause a situation when a suspect commits a crime against you, that person with CPIIA shall be arrested, charged, and convicted.